Howdy folks, Big Anklevich here. It is November 20th, the 20th day of the November Carnivore Challenge here on our awesome autumn. And we're heading straight into the daily videos here on Big Anklevich on Health. Okay, so how did it go today? Well, to start with, I had myself a bowl of ground beef with some fat trimmings in it for my first meal this morning. And then it was time for today's episode of something I shouldn't have done, but I did it anyways. I think today might be a little bit better than the rest of the week because it wasn't necessarily extra, but they were doing our Thanksgiving meal for my work today. And they went all out on it this time. They've never done this before, as far as I remember, but they are doing a meal at each shift. Usually they just try and put it right in the middle of the day, which winds up, for us in news, you're either a early morning shift or you're a late shift, and there's very few people who get a day shift. And if you are in a day shift, then you're probably out in the field gathering news and you're not around to even eat that stuff anyway. So it's pretty much just for office staff, which is super annoying to those of us who aren't that. But this year they didn't do that. They did something different. I came out, I was just coming out to wash my dish that I had my ground beef in, and they had all the meal set up already. And I was thinking, what's going on? The meal's not going to be until noon. But no, they'd sent out an email that I hadn't seen that said there was going to be one for every meal. So they had breakfast. And I said, well, I don't know, I guess it's free food and it's stuff that I could eat. So I grabbed myself sausage patties and bacon and eggs. The eggs were terrible, but I put a bunch of salt onto them and then they were all right. And the sausage patties were not very good, but the bacon was pretty good. So it was a pretty good meal. I was happy to eat it. And I did not get hungry. When it was time that I would eat my second thing of ground beef, I was not hungry. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. But right as I was about to leave, the lunch version of the meal was ready. And I said, well, what the heck? I almost never get this Thanksgiving meal because usually they have it, it used to be I would come after it was already over. And if there were some leftovers, I would get that, and usually there wasn't much. But yeah, I went. I was like the second person to get some. Turkey and ham is what I had. Now, I don't know that I even ate as many calories as I would get in my ground beef or not. So I don't know if this was a big problem, but I feel pretty full today. I didn't eat when I got home. I've been home and I haven't been, like I was last night. I was crazy. I just wanted to eat something. I was so hungry and not feeling that today. So I'm not sure what the difference is. What's the deal? Maybe I, ate enough fat trimmings yesterday or extra stuff or whatever to fix that issue. I don't know. That's one of those things that's hard to know. A lot of people talk about intuitive eating. You just follow your body. When it tells you you need something, you eat it. And if your body's saying, hey, I'm hungry, I think that's it telling you to eat. And, that's what I did yesterday. I feel bad about doing that, though, because I don't usually do that. And on top of that, when I got on the scale this morning, I weighed a couple extra pounds, which is not what I'm trying to do. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow when I get on the scale. Am I going to weigh a couple less pounds or I'm going to be even higher? I can't go much higher, man. I gotta stop and go in the other direction before this gets out of control. But yeah, that's what's going on today. And tomorrow I'll try and be better. I'll just eat my ground beef and we'll see how it goes. I didn't get in hardly any walking at work, but I did get out and get my walk in when I got home. I managed to get 11,000 steps today, so that's pretty good. Not amazing, not the number that I'm used to, but, it's over 10,000 and I'm still at it. Let's go see what Marshall did today.
Hey, Marshall Latham here. Day number, what day is it? It's day number 20, right, of November. And today I managed to fast the whole day. It was a Thursday, so I figured that was one of my days that I used to fast every week. So yeah, I wanted to do it, and so I did it, and it wasn't too hard. I just had to remind myself that I was fasting and not to think about what I was going to eat or food or whatever. So that worked out pretty well for me. I did get out for a walk today. Waited for, it was around lunchtime. I just took a lunch break and went to the park and took a walk. So that worked out really well. I enjoy those days when I can do that. It's nice to have a break from just all the stuff going on. So I enjoyed that. And so yeah, I'd call that a successful day. I enjoyed that. And yeah, we'll keep on going. That's what we do around here. All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, Marshall, way to go. A successful day. Fasting and getting out and getting for a walk in your lunchtime. That's pretty awesome. And the cool thing about fasting is you didn't have to be eating at lunchtime, so you were free to go walking. So it just went hand in hand. It's a bonus. I guess that's something to always think about. All right, folks. See you next time on Big Anklevich on Health.